2004, she founded an organization called Voice, which was created to encourage youth poetry. She has a weekly after-school spoken word class at Hope High School in Providence, Rhode Island. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome to the stage, Sarah Kay. Make some noise for Sarah.
The next time it rains, go with me to 96th and Broadway. The subway station there has a grate with no roof, so the rainfall slips between the holes in the grate and hits the tops of coming trains so that it flies back up in all directions, splattering the platform like a painter's palette. Or else, go with me on a night without rain, and stand with me so we may peer through the cracks in the grate and watch the souls and souls of New York pass by, and those strips of dark blue evening streaked above the whir of metal. The first love of my life never saw me naked. There was always a parent coming home in a half hour, always a little brother in the next room, always too much body and not enough time for me to show it. Instead, I gave him my shoulder, my elbow, the bend of my knee. I lent him my corners, my edges, the parts of me I could afford to offer, the parts I had long since given up trying to hide. He never asked for more. He gave me back his eyelashes, the back of his neck, his palms. We held each piece we were given like it was a nectarine, might bruise if we weren't careful. We collected them like we were trying to build an orchard. And the parts of me he never saw, the ones my parents had labeled private parts when I was still small enough to fit all of myself and worries inside a bathtub, I made up for them by handing over all the private parts of me. There was no secret I didn't tell him. There was no moment we didn't share. We didn't grow up, we grew in, like ivy, wrapping, molding each other into perfect yins and yangs. We kissed with mouths open, breathing his exhale into my inhale, back and forth. We could have survived underwater or outer space, living only off the breath we traded. We spelled love, G-I-V-E. I never wanted to hide my body from him. If I could have, I would have given it all away with the rest of me. I did not know it was possible to save some things for myself. Some nights, I wake up knowing he is anxious. He is across the world in another woman's arms, and the years have spread us like dandelion seeds, sanding down the edges of our jigsaw parts that used to only fit each other. He checks the digital clock on the nightstand. It is 5 a.m. He tosses and cheats and tries to settle. I wait for him to sleep before tucking myself into elbows and knees, reaching for things I have long since given away. I arrive home from JFK in the rosy hours to find a brand new 5-in-1 egg slicer and dicer on my dining room table. This is how my father deals with grief. 2 days ago, I was in the Santa Cruz Redwoods, tracing a mountain road in the back of a pickup truck, watching clouds unravel into spider webs. 3 days from now, there will be forest fires so thick they will have to completely evacuate that part of Santa Cruz. When it happens, the flames will paint the nightly news a different shade of orange, and I will already be in New York City watching something else on TV. Commercials, probably, which is all that seems to play on television sets in hospitals. The beeping from nurses' stations mixing with sales jingles to create the theme song of the ailing. My grandmother's body is a sinking ship on white sheets. I hold her hand and try to remember open highway. It just goes to show with dry conditions like these, it doesn't take much to start a fire, a CAL FIRE spokesperson will tell CNN on Saturday. Firemen have been working tirelessly, but controlling something this big is impossible. My mother will point at the celluloid flames, remind me how close I was, how lucky I am, how narrowly I missed this disaster. My father will point out a commercial for the Brown and Crisp, repeat line for line how it bakes, broils, steam fries, and barbecues. He will copy down the phone number so he can order it later. 2 days ago, I was barefoot, balancing on train tracks, the full moon, an unexpected visitor, the clean air, as crisp and sharp as these city lungs could stand. 3 days from now, I will find my father making egg salad in the kitchen. Exhausted from another all-night shift at the hospital, I will ask him if he needs help, and understand when he says no. I will leave him to slice and dice the things he can. My grandmother holds my hands and strokes my knuckles like they are a wild animal she is trying to tame. She tells me I am gorgeous, watches a commercial, forgets my name, tells me I am gorgeous again. My father watches from the bedside table, his mother and daughter strung together with tightrope hands, fingers that look like his own, and somewhere in California, a place I once stood is burning. So I've learned a lot in my 22 years, mainly from making mistakes and learning from them, and so hopefully learning from them. And so this is about that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Mike, for having me. Yeah. Thank you, Ocean, for rocking this microphone. And here, guys. When I was little, I used to break bones so often, the emergency room nurses knew me by name. One time, there was an X-ray accident. It left me with a transparent chest. Sometimes this is inconvenient, like during job interviews or first kisses. Sometimes it's not so bad. Like when the Hummingbird Orchestra is in town and they need a substitute conductor. Once, there was a laundry accident. Now everything I own looks like funfetti cake. Once, there was a microwave accident. It melted my shoulders into old crayon tops. Now, I have stopped counting the accidents. So they don't count as accidents. Now, they are decisions. Like the mousetrap decision, which scared me awake again. Or the refrigerator door decision, which left me with melting ice cream and a chilly apartment. Or the locked bathroom door decision, which left me with the accident. Listen, there is a hummingbird inside my chest. He is angry with me. He's been trying to go to sleep for hours, and I have kept him up with my racket. Once, there was a ceiling fan accident. Now there is broken glass everywhere, and I can't turn out the lights. Once, there was a boyfriend accident. Decision. An iceberg accident, a poison apple accident. Sometimes I invite experts to help me figure out what's going wrong. They take a look inside and check the wiring. They say somebody has placed the panic button awfully close to the ignition. There has been a motorcycle accident. Now nobody can stop staring. There was a Domino's accident, and my days fall into each other faster than I can catch them. There's a beach in Montauk, where the rocks are piled from the shoreline to the dunes. And when the water rolls in across the stones, they knock together like broken bones, and you can feel the ground below you shift and move. And when that sea rolls out, each pebble knocks and tumbles down the shore. The accidental orchestra plays between those rocks. Like loud applause, the ocean cries, encore. Thank you.